Only in Kentucky can a single county claim a couple of hustlers and a dramatic political saga to complete a mountain highway. Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm learning a little bit more about Kentucky, one county at a time, all 120 of them. And today, I'm learning about Magoffin County. Situated in the eastern Kentucky coalfield at the headwaters of the Licking River, Magoffin County's physical landscape dictates life here. Elevations range from 1,100 feet in the north to 1,600 feet on the Floyd County line, dropping to 785 feet where the river exits the county. And so the land consists of valley bottoms and sandstone hillsides. The flat land is concentrated along the Licking River Valley and its stream terraces. Consequently, settlement, farming, roads, and railroads clustered in these corridors. This terrain has shaped human habitation for thousands of years. Archaeological surveys have uncovered rock shelters, earth mounds, and open habitations ranging from the late Archaic to early woodland periods. In the 1920s, W.C. Connolly reported the discovery of two ancient skeletons in a rock house near the mouth of Coon Creek on the Boyd Howard property. Modern highway projects, such as the 2015 Transportation Survey for Kentucky Route 9009, have unearthed more artifacts and confirmed the presence of Earth Mound Site 15MG6. While regional histories point to Shawnee and Cherokee use of the upper Licking country, county-specific archaeological reports do not tie these ancient sites to a single historic tribe. Now, the story of Euro-American settlement in Magoffin County begins in the 1790s with an attempt to establish a fortified community. That effort, led by pioneers Archibald Prater, John Williams, Ebenezer Hanna, and Clayton Cook, failed under pressure from indigenous resistance. The settlers retreated, regrouped, and returned eventually around 1800. They established a settlement on a hill in a horseshoe bend of the river. This settlement underwent a series of identity shifts. It was first known as Prater's Fort. As more settlers arrived, it transitioned into Licking Station. The post office was established in 1839. By 1849, the post office moved and the community was renamed Adamsville, honoring William Uncle Billy Adams. Adams was a landowner who operated a hotel, gristmill, tannery, and blacksmith shop, making him truly the economic anchor of the whole area. But in 1860, the Kentucky legislature carved Magoffin County out officially out of parts of Floyd, Johnson, and Morgan counties. It was named in honor of Beriah Magoffin, the governor of Kentucky at the time. William Adams donated the land for the county seat, and the town was renamed Sayersville in gratitude to State Representative Samuel Sayer, who sponsored the legislative bill creating the new county. The town officially incorporated in 1867. When the Civil War erupted, Magoffin County found itself politically divided. The county had a Unionist majority with over 300 men enlisted in the Federal Army compared to 123 for the Confederacy. Licking Station sat directly on the Mount Sterling Pound Gap Road. This was the longest pre-war state road in an overland passage from the Bluegrass region to Virginia, making the town a pretty important corridor for both armies. The local action began with actually a heist in March of 1863. Confederate General Humphrey Marshall's troops were camped near Sayersville. And under the cover of night, dramatically, Union Home Guard Captain Reuben Patrick snuck into the sleeping Confederate camp. He located Marshall's Williams rapid-fire gun. Patrick unscrewed the cannon from its carriage, carried the barrel into the woods, and then buried it under a bunch of leaves. The next morning, the Confederates found the carriage, but no cannon, forcing Marshall to move on. Patrick cleverly later returned, retrieved the carriage, and rolled the artillery piece home to Burning Fork. The conflict escalated later that year. In November 1863, Confederate cavalry under Captain Peter Everett raided Sayersville, throwing a Union recruiting camp into a panic. A Federal lieutenant standing near the Jean Arnett store was shot and killed by one of Everett's scouts. The violence climaxed at the Battle of Half Mountain in April 1864. Confederate Colonel E.F. Clay established a camp near Puncheon Creek, south of Sayersville. Union forces led by Colonel George Gallup launched an attack from the front and rear. After a firefight, the Confederates ran out of ammunition and eventually retreated. Colonel Clay was struck by a pistol ball in the face, losing his right eye, but survived and was taken prisoner to Louisville. The battle resulted in the capture of 100 horses, 200 saddles, 200 stands of arms, and 50 Confederate prisoners. The political divisions lasted past the surrender. In 1867, congressional testimony revealed that over 100 former Confederate soldiers voted in Magoffin County elections, sparking a controversy between candidates John D. Young and Samuel McKee. Following the war, Magoffin County's economy shifted to resource extraction. Before coal took over, though, the county experienced an oil and gas boom. The first gas well was drilled on the Mine Fork Uplift in 1918, followed by an oil well near Wheelersburg in 1919. By 1922, Magoffin County ranked third in Kentucky for oil output. This boom brought wealth to the area, leading to the construction of the Sayersville National Bank building in 1912. This two-story structure still stands in downtown today. Between 1980 and 2005, the county produced 3.4 million barrels of oil and 15.8 billion cubic feet of natural gas. Now, at the time, to transport resources, the Dawkins Lumber Company financed the Big Sandy and Kentucky River Railroad in 1912. The company established the town of Royalton in 1920, naming it after the Royal Bank of Canada, which financed the whole operation. The rail line snaked through the terrain of Johnson, Magoffin, and Breathitt counties, hauling out lumber. By 1930, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway took over the tracks to haul coal. The railroad ceased operations and the corridor was abandoned in 2004. It found a second life when it was converted into the Dawkins Line Rail Trail in 2013. It's the longest rail-to-trail project in Kentucky, offering hikers, cyclists, and horseback riders 36 miles of paths, 36 trestles, and the 662-foot-long Ivyton Tunnel. Coal mining became an industry here. The county sits on Pennsylvania coal-bearing bedrock, and miners produced 56.4 million tons of coal between 1889 and 2004. Production actually peaked in 1981, with 4.2 million tons mined that year alone. But the industry has faced a decline, of course. The 2024 federal coal report showed 2 surface mines operating in the county, producing 34,000 short tons. The local economy in the county is driven by public services, the Magoffin County School District, and regional healthcare providers such as Appalachian Regional Healthcare. Manufacturing has seen turnover. Joy Mining Machinery, once a major employer, closed its Sayersville plant in 2015. It was replaced by Logan Machinery, which opened in 2016 and hired around 70 people. Today, a significant portion of the county's income is generated outside the county, with tradesmen commuting to areas like Georgetown and Lexington for work. In 1963, the Burt T. Combs Mountain Parkway opened, stretching from Winchester and ending just east of Sayersville. Now, for decades, this created a bottleneck as 4 lanes of traffic funneled into a 2-lane road. The push to complete the parkway and widen the corridor to Prestonsburg has been a primary infrastructure project in eastern Kentucky. And in August 2025, the final 13-mile Magoffin-Floyd segment officially entered the construction phase, promising to close the gap and bring 4-lane access to the region. There are a lot of interesting community names scattered across Magoffin County. As mentioned, Royalton was named for the Royal Bank of Canada. Cisco was named for its first postmaster, Hatler Cisco, in 1902. Edna was established in 1900 and named for a resident, Edna Patton Amix. Elsie was named for the daughter of its first postmaster in 1911. Flat Fork received its name in 1934 for a fork in Little Paint Creek. Fredville was named for the son of postmaster Cynthia Ann Carpenter in 1916. Fritz was previously known as Jondon and Nola before being renamed in 1916 to honor Fritz Arnett, the resident who filed the application for the post office. Gapville was named in 1988 for mountain pass used for travel. Gunlock was named in 1936 by a postmaster who read the name in a newspaper article about a western ranch. Gypsy was named in 1883 for the daughter of a school teacher who petitioned for the post office. Ivyton was named in 1883 for the abundance of ivy in the area. And Burning Fork derived its name from a natural gas vein that was ignited and burned until it was extinguished by 1865. Magoffin County is the birthplace of Larry and Jimmy Flint. Born into poverty in the Lakeville community, the brothers left the county, operated clubs in Ohio, and eventually launched Hustler magazine in 1974. They built an entire adult entertainment company that generated millions in revenue, and then also, consequently, placed Larry Flint at the center of multiple First Amendment Supreme Court cases. The county is also the hometown of Rebecca Lynn Howard, a 2-time Grammy Award-winning country music singer-songwriter. Sayersville bills itself as the gateway to Appalachia. Every year, the community gathers for the Magoffin County Founders Day Festival. Started in 1979, the festival celebrates a different local surname each year and honors the genealogical roots of the region. The Magoffin County Historical Society maintains the Pioneer Village, which is a complex of 15 log cabins near downtown that serve as a living history museum. These cabins were actually disassembled from the surrounding hills, transported with their logs numbered, and then reassembled to preserve the pioneer craftsmanship of the 19th century. Other monuments downtown include a Founders Pyramid, a Civil War Memorial, a Soldier's Bell, and the grave of George Golden Hawk Sizemore. So, that's Magoffin County. What'd I get wrong this time?